Hazrat Maulana Khalid Saifullah Rahmani Sahib, Secretary Muslim Personal Law Board, Qazi Tabriz Alam Sahib, Maulana Ibrahim Sahib, our host here, learned advocate P.K. Ibrahim Sahib, learned advocate Ahmed Shah Sahib, learned senior advocate Yusuf Sahib, learned seniors from my fraternity, learned senior advocate Ibrahim Khan Sahib, respected elders and dear colleagues. It's an honor, it's a pleasure to be here in your midst. When I came here this morning, very early, quite late yesterday, and then we had a session here with ulamas of the state of Kerala. And there I presented them with whatever little knowledge that I have as a learner of law, that this is the position as far as the Shariat is concerned, as far as what the courts have taken in our country. What is the position as far as the constitution is concerned, our small acts which are there in the form of Shariat Application Act, Muslim Resolution of Marriage Act. And the youngsters which were there in ulama, and myself, I will not claim to be old, but then the youngsters who were there in ulama, they was very engaging and they were very thoughtful, because these ulamas are, because that was a session of Darul Qaza, wherein those were to adjudicate the issues as Islamic experts in the state of Kerala. And that was a workshop for them, as what Hazrat Maulana said. I am just, as Brother Zakaria said, I'm just one of the many who are representing in the Babri Masjid case. Dr. Rajiv Dhawan is leading us. Senior advocate Zafar Jilani Saab is there, who is leading us. Then we have Meenakshi Arora. Her turn is yet to come to speak. Then senior advocate Shekhar Nafre Saab is there. His turn is also yet to come. Only one thing which I can say, I was there yesterday in the court, that for 16 days the one side spoke. They addressed the court for 16 days. And on the 17th day, when Dr. Rajiv Dhawan started to respond, and that was the day only he responded in a very cursory manner on all the issues that were raised on those 16 days. And we believe that, mashallah, it was so good initially at that day, that left, right, center, forward, all things were well addressed and answered by him. There was a pin drop complete silence in the court, no questions, no queries, nothing. And we were able to establish it very well, mashallah, by the entire community is praying for it. Good people, the best of us are working for it. I'm the last one in that. Now, we are, after that, Rajiv Dhawan Sahib is taking it step by step on suit wise, because we are responding to it. We yet to have to open our case as far as that is concerned. So this was a little about the Babri Masjid case. Even today, the hearing was till the lunch. After the lunch, the Chief Justice didn't sat, he was a little unwell. So first half was there today. Here today, but we are here for whenever I have an occasion, and a couple of times, to share the dais and to share a session with Hazrat Maulana Khalid Saifullah Rahmani Sahib. And when you hear him, then you realize that there is so much of a scope, there is so much to learn about our Sharia. What is being presented, what is being projected, and what is being pronounced in court is far meager, far small, far not very relevant to what the real Sharia is. The more you hear him, the more you, because one of the very important facets of it is that when you hear it from an expert who has a deep thought on it, then you realize that more I learn, I get to know how little I know. And then you find that, okay, this is so wide, that such is the horizon. Because of the fact that, even if what I think and what Hazrat Maulana gave an example, that if a car assumingly is being manufactured by a company or a device is being manufactured by any company, it is the one which writes its brochure and catalog. So you only have to find out the true functionality of it from that brochure and from that catalog. Similarly, when we humans are being created, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us so much about our functionality. It is complete and total in all aspects. The only difficulty is this, that we lack that knowledge and understanding of that catalog, of that brochure as to how it will function. What we do instead is that we feel that there is a lacuna in this, there is a gap, or there is something which is left out. We feel that the courts are filling up that what is being left out, that what is there in our Sharia is not as compassionate to our sisters as it is for us. So these thoughts come only for the reason that we have not delved deep into it. When we delve deep into it, we will realize that it answers almost all and everything. Hazrat Maulana said that as far as the initial aspect, look at the form of if we have an agreement between two entities, assuming there are two entities which are going for a joint venture, then we work out those modalities? We work out modalities in such a manner that we not only prescribe its functionality, its running, but we also prescribe that in the case of a spin-off, if we are going to conclude this, and if we want to sell it off, we want to close it off, even those are being prescribed there. Same is true for our Sharia. Before blaming it, or before claiming anything, I think we have to blame ourselves of the lack of knowledge on this. And I am saying this as a lawyer. That what is Hazrat Maulana is saying, if this is what we were able to present it to the court, even in Shamimara or even in Shairabad, we were being able to successfully deal with it. But perhaps we were not able to provide that. Look at what the court say in Shamimara in 2002, that it is confused to the extent that it says, and I have that paragraph, wherein it says that this is what is being presented to us. Nothing other than this text is being presented, and therefore we are deciding this. So what is lacking? Where is the deficiency? The deficiency is in our case, that we were not able to present it in the manner and fashion in which it was supposed to be presented. So I think that is the first realization that I have since when I have been going to the sessions and learning from him and from others. Now look at the aspect of triple talaq. That is something which is being used against us as if to demonize us. Now look at what the provision is. Hazrat Umar is being quoted regarding this. And Hazrat Maulana will explain it further if anybody wants in the next question answer sessions that we have. But it says that whenever there was some offense which is being done, earlier the punishment was not in the form of time-oriented punishment that you are put to prison, but it is on the form of a lashes that you have been inflicted with injury. Now that infliction of that injury is in the form of a lashing which is on a certain part of your body which is not very vital, so that you don't suffer death perhaps in that case. But in the form, when somebody pronounced triple talaq, Hazrat Umar said the lashes should be given on his head. And then he said that, okay, yes, that is being concluded, because you exercise something which you were not supposed to exercise in that manner and fashion against my sister. And since you have done it, you should suffer it in the worst form of punishment that was there. But we are demonized for that because we don't have an answer for that. The difficulty is with we lawyers. Then this is where we have to present it. We have to present it in the courts of law. Now, our learning as a judicially trained mind, and then our learning as a student of Islamic studies, will, if it goes together, then look what will happen. Because when, that was what I was saying in the morning session, that those qazis who's giving fatwa and those who are deciding and adjudicating cases, what they write is, that does not reflect on them. that reflects on the entire religion and Sharia. That okay, your Sharia is this, that's why you are writing this. So the quality which should go, the thought which should go, the reasoning which should go, which be so strong and which have such a strength that it should withhold all the test and scrutiny if it is in challenge in any court of law. Similar is our position. The learning that we want, this is half-baked what we are doing. It's rather not even half-baked what we are doing. And that is what is the reason we are getting results which are not very positive. Is still today in this country, high courts, including Honorable Supreme Court, are not clear and little confused about the provisions of divorce in Islamic law. Perhaps for the reason that we ourselves are not very clear and knowing about it. That could be the reason. Because the quality of a judgment depends on the quality of submissions that are made before the court. If the quality of submissions is not that high, how do you expect the judgment to be that high? So the fault perhaps lies at the middle step, the learning that we need. The secondly, I think, very important aspect of it is that as far as Shariat Application Act and Dissolution of Marriage, the things are given legislative jackets. They are legislations to this effect. Now, when we ponder over them, give a thought over them, and we develop that into a jurisprudence in the form that when such cases come, we present them in a manner with the thoughts and examples that are presented by Hazrat Maulana. And there is a huge reservoir of knowledge that is there with them. But then, it is there with them. It is supposed to be with us. So with this only, this is the only thought that I wanted to share. And this is the only thing that we have to delve deep into it. We have to think about it. And we have to interact with people who are experts on this. These are the experts who not only know the depth, but are the ones who are with compassion. And compassion equal for both son and for the daughter, for the man as well as for the woman. And when you look into the depth of it, you will find that not only the equity part, oh my God, equity and good conscience is so well balanced here. At the time of nikah, even Hazrat Maulana said that even post nikah, this authority can be shifted towards the girl. I'll give you one example and then I'll close this. In Aligarh, there happened a nikah. There was a very famous alim who went to solemnize that nikah. And that nikah was of a very famous Nawab Sahib. And he was getting married to a lady who was educated from Harvard or Oxford at that time, in just after independence. And the Nawab Sahib was not very literate. He was not very educated. He was very simply. And the lady was very well versed in Islamic studies also, and she studied abroad. So when he was about to solemnize the nikah, then a slip came from inside. And Maulana said that it was to the Maulana, addressed to the Maulana, that these are the three conditions which I seek in this nikah. The first thing that it said was that in this nikah, there will not be a triple talaq. The second thing it said, that in this subsistence of this nikah, he won't do second marriage. And there was one more condition on a similar lines. So when he raised for the khutbah, and he said that this is the first nikah which I am going to pronounce, which I am going to solemnize, which is very valid. Herein, these are the conditions. If you agree only, then I will only solemnize this. And then he agreed to it, and then that was solemnized. So this is the position. What is the difficulty is that the stereotyping has taken over as if this is the correct law. That is not the position. So this thought, this freshness, this initiative has to come from ourselves only. We as lawyers. We have delved deep into the cases where we get a lot of money. But we also have to delve deep into the cases where we are not getting money. There are fees which we get in life, and there are fees which we will get in the life hereafter. And I think this is the only thing that I want to present to you, because I am myself a student, I am myself a learner, and I see what before me is a very learned audience, and the state itself is entirely literate. We find ourselves quite small before this. And if then, what Hazrat Maulana said, that what I suggest and what I propose and what I think is, my humble suggestion is, that let's have a workshop on this, so that you realize that how far Almighty Allah has provided for, and how Subhanahu has shown it as to how to do it, how thereafter it is being followed in terms of not only marriage, inheritance, divorce, but in other walks of law, which will be beneficial to the people who come to us for advice, and we as legal advisor act between them and the courts. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your patience.